The day Grace was buried, the sky refused to stay quiet. Dark clouds gathered as if the heavens themselves were mourning. Villagers filled the compound, whispering, shaking their heads. So young. Such a hardworking girl. Life is not fair. But no one knew the truth. Only her mother held that pain. A secret too heavy for words. As Grace's coffin was lowered into the ground, her mother screamed. "Grace, you said you would come back a graduate, not like this." Her brothers stood frozen. Chinedu clenched his fists so tightly his nails dug into his skin. He didn't cry. Not yet. That night, after everyone had left, the house felt empty. Too quiet. Too heavy. Grace's mother sat on her bed, staring at her old phone. Her fingers trembled as she opened the voice note again. Grace's weak voice filled the room. "Mama, if anything happens." She couldn't finish it. She broke down. "Why didn't you tell me?" she cried. "Why did you carry everything alone?" In the corner of the room, Chinedu stood silently, listening. For the first time, really listening. And something inside him began to change. A week later, a small bag arrived from the city. Grace's belongings. Her mother opened it slowly, as if afraid of what she might find. Inside were a few worn-out clothes, old textbooks, a small purse, and a folded piece of paper. Chinedu picked up the paper. It was a letter. His hands shook as he read it aloud. "If you are reading this, it means I'm no longer there. I'm sorry I couldn't become what I promised. I'm sorry I had to choose survival over dignity. I did things I'm not proud of, but I did them for you. For Daddy. For my brothers. Please don't hate me. Please don't be ashamed of me. Just live better. That will be enough for me. Grace." The room went silent. Dead silent. Then suddenly, Chinedu dropped the letter and walked out. No one stopped him. Chinedu walked for hours. No direction. No destination. Just pain. How could she go through all that, alone? He punched a tree. Again. And again. Tears finally came. Hot. Unstoppable. "I should have done something," he cried. "I should have helped her." But he was just a boy then. Too young to understand the weight she carried. That night, he made a silent vow. "I will not waste her sacrifice." Life didn't suddenly become easier. Grace was gone. And with her, the financial support. Their father passed away months later. The burden fell on their mother again. But this time, something was different. Chinedu stepped up. He worked after school. Carried loads at the market. Did anything he could. At night, he studied. Relentlessly. Because failure was no longer an option. Not after what Grace gave up. Years passed. Hard years. But slowly, things began to change. Chinedu got a scholarship. Then another. People started noticing his brilliance. His discipline. His hunger to succeed. When he gained admission to study medicine, the entire village celebrated. But his mother cried again. This time, not from pain, but from pride. "Grace, can you see him?" she whispered. "Your sacrifice is not in vain." The day Chinedu wore his white coat for the first time, he stood in front of the mirror for a long time. He remembered everything. The hunger. The struggle. The voice note. The letter. And her. "Didi, we made it," he whispered. But deep down, he knew. She was the one who truly paid the price. One evening at the hospital, a young girl was brought in. Weak. Scared. Alone. Her condition was serious. As Chinedu reviewed her file, his heart stopped. HIV positive. Just like Grace. For a moment, he couldn't breathe. Memories flooded back. The pain. The loss. The unanswered questions. But this time, he had the power to do something. Chinedu sat beside the girl. She avoided his eyes. "Doctor, am I going to die?" she asked softly. He paused. Then shook his head. "No. Not if we fight this together." Tears rolled down her face. "I don't have anyone." Chinedu smiled gently. "You have me." In that moment, he wasn't just a doctor. He was a brother. A protector. A second chance. Years later, Chinedu started a foundation. In Grace's name. It supported young girls. Girls struggling. Girls at risk. Girls who felt they had no choice. He told them, "Your life is worth more than survival. Your story can change. Don't sacrifice yourself to save others, there is another way." And every time he spoke, he felt her presence. Like she was listening. Like she was proud. One evening, after a long day, Chinedu sat in his office. He looked at Grace's picture on the wall. Same smile. Same quiet strength. "Didi," he said softly, "I wish you waited just a little longer." A tear rolled down his cheek. "But I promise you, I will spend the rest of my life making sure no one has to go through what you went through."